Well, greetings, humble boys, girls, and of course, gifted animals. How are you today? I'm doing well. Appreciate you asking. This is, of course, your humblest, dearest, spiciest of uncles reporting live. Got the national championship game on. You can guess what team I'm going for. But we came back from a little Christmas and New Year hiatus after the debacle that was Taco Bell Christmas Gate 2016. We are now in a new year, so hopefully we get off to a better start. What are you drinking tonight? Well, to celebrate the national championship occasion, we are drinking, oh, wrong way, Booker's. Booker's is a really, really great bourbon, quite expensive. Mrs. Karl, albeit she may be a mystery lady to a lot of you out there, but she does exist, and she got me this. Probably won't believe me, but Booker's comes at a 64% alcohol by volume. I already drank one of these, so I'm feeling great. And what are we doing tonight? Well, we cooked a pizza at our studio here. I had our scientist actually revise our oven, and look at that, it came out perfectly. We cooked it at 400 degrees for 14 minutes, right in the median there. It's called Against the Grain. Now, let me tell you something about this pizza. First of all, it's gluten-free, allegedly, which, it's whatever. I don't know how you make crust without flour, but it is what it is. And it costs $10.99, so it comes at a premium, apparently. But it's 3 cheese. I figured we could probably at least get a good measure on the taste and tell you if it's worth the almost $12 after North Carolina tax, and if it's worth your hard-earned dollar or pound across the pond, of course. I need a haircut, but we're going to go ahead and give this a whirl. It's really hot. It's made in Vermont. That's cute. Let's see. What else is special about it? I don't know why it's so expensive. I think it's a trend these days that frozen pizza is becoming as expensive, if not more so, than pizza you get from a delivery place such as, Domino's or Pizza Hut or Papa John's. With delivery and everything like that, I could probably pull off a medium pizza from elsewhere, which this is about the size of. I know I didn't bring it over here, but it's a pretty decent size. Slices are fine. But I think there's a trend in the market where overpriced pizzas that sound pretentious really sell well, and that's why these are popping up. Screaming Sicilian is one of them. I think it's what it's called, but it's, the one with the big mouth on it. I think I reviewed it. Oh. But either way, I think these specialty pizzas are kind of becoming a popular thing. It's a cute box, but yeah. Yeah. So, again, not to offend anybody who has celiac disease or whatever, I believe that's the correct medical terminology to describe that condition. But most people, um, and again, I mean, there's a lot of things that gluten causes. I get that, but a lot of people, it's kind of like a trend, I guess. I mean, there's no real kind of pinpoint criticism I give to it, but it's gluten seems to be the new enemy of a free people, and so I just personally disagree with that. I think it's ridiculous. Um, but my first impression of this is that it's very cheesy, and I mean that in every sense of the word. So I don't know what they use in the crust. I really don't, but maybe I can look. Crust: tapioca starch, milk, eggs, canola oil, cheddar cheese. Okay, so that kind of explains something real quick, because I tasted a lot of cheese in the actual crust. It's kind of like a Cheez-It, honestly. It's got that kind of baked cheese flavor. There's really no other way to describe it other than it kind of tastes like a Cheez-It. Mm. Kind of look at it. Kind of looks like a Cheez-It too, not really, but the texture is not normal. It doesn't look like bread, which is not surprising given that it's gluten-free, but nonetheless, I thought I'd mention it. So the crust kind of tastes cheesy, for lack of a better term, but not in a bad way. I mean, it's fairly pleasant. The cheese is fairly pleasant as well. It's really not special, but it's not, terrible. So that's a plus whenever something's average, in my world at least. But yeah, it's it's a normal, decent pizza with a unique flavor, and primarily it's because of the crust. Now the sauce, on the other hand, it's kind of light. It's nothing that really stands out. Which I like sauce. I mean, I like crust and I like sauce. I mean, the cheese is kind of give or take. It's really hard to mess up cheese, but the crust and the sauce usually make a pizza. And, the toppings are kind of secondary to all that. The crust here is really unique, but I'll give them credit. It's really good. It's definitely something that I would probably like to try again, albeit a little bit cheaper than $12. But not bad, not bad at all. As for the sauce, I mean, it's average, just light. I mean, it's really hard to get a kind of flavor to it. I mean, there's enough on there. It's just that it just doesn't have a great flavor, and by great I mean robust. I think in spurts, I mean it. And there's plenty on there in terms of volume, but in terms of flavor, it's whatever. But both of them combined, pizza's great. I mean, if you like cheese and you like cheese flavored crust, as I said, it tastes like a Cheez-It. But ultimately, is it worth your hard-earned dollar? And at that $12, markup, I don't know. Personally, I don't think so. I'd rather have a DiGiorno or something more akin to a classical pizza. But that's just your humble uncle. But again, who am I to judge? If you're willing to pay an extra $6 for a pizza that is gluten-free, then I think this one's an excellent choice. But for me and my scientists here who cook this perfectly, luckily, We're going to go ahead and rate it a solid and respectable, yet not quite there, 6.2213. Again, I mean, if it was $3 cheaper, honestly, if it was under $10, then, I mean, it would be a different story. We'd be talking about something completely different. And yes, this is affecting me a little bit, just a tad, but I assure you that my pizza tasting skills have not been affected by ethanol. And furthermore, that this pizza does not quite meet up to the standard that I would expect from a $12 pizza from elsewhere. Anyway, God bless. Go Tigers. And I hope to see you again. And as always, you take care. Till next time.